Welcome, Radiant Leos, both the longtime soul siblings of this channel and the brand new cosmic travelers who just stumbled into our den of fire and fortune. Whether you're a seasoned subscriber or a curious clicker guided here by intuition, or maybe just the YouTube algorithm with good taste, you're exactly where you're meant to be. I'm honored to greet you here at Golden Fortune Leo, where we don't just decode the stars, we translate cosmic truth into soul-level transformation, with a little sass, a lot of wisdom, and maybe a firecracker or two if the moment calls for it. Now let's talk about the powerhouse energy sweeping through your life right now, because it's big. Like, universe rearranging big. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, truth, and the occasional divine chaos, has moved into Cancer and landed smack dab in your 12th house. For those of you who just blinked and whispered, what does that mean? Let me break it down. The 12th house is where we hide our spiritual dust bunnies. It governs past life karma, deep soul healing, and everything we'd rather pretend doesn't exist until the universe makes it impossible to ignore. And Cancer? That's the cosmic mother. It wants you to feel safe, held, and emotionally whole. Put these two together and boom, you've got a recipe for deep karmic reckoning and a spiritual homecoming that's long overdue. And just to spice things up, the cards pulled for mid-June: meditate, gratitude, divinity, and yes, jealousy are whispering, or maybe shouting, one message: it's time to clear the decks. You're being invited to drop the baggage you've been carrying lifetime after lifetime, yes, even that toxic ex from 2017 who somehow still haunts your playlists. Whether the jealousy rising is yours or someone else's, it's not here to torment you, it's here to teach. Think of it like a cosmic detox. Not fun, a little messy, but absolutely necessary. This is the chapter where you stop running from your reflection and start dancing with it. Mid-June is your spiritual scrub down, Leo, and trust me, once you rinse off the karmic residue, that golden lion heart of yours is going to shine like never before. Take a breath, Leo, because this tarot spread isn't pulling any punches. We're looking at death and rebirth, the Empress, Temperance, the Devil, and Seven of Cups. That's not just a reading, that's a full-on cosmic detox. The kind where the universe lovingly kicks your soul in the pants and says, time's up. Let's clean house. Let's talk about that death card first, because I know it makes people clutch their crystals. But here's the truth, in tarot, death is a door, not a dead end. It's transformation in its rawest, most beautiful form. It's your higher self walking in like a renovation crew saying, this outdated floor plan of yours? Yet, it's not up to code. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a looping emotional pattern, or a connection that feels more like a karmic life sentence, this card says release it. Set it down. You're done paying rent in a place your soul has already moved out of. Now, the Devil? He's that seductive voice whispering that you need this person, this job, this comfort zone to feel whole. But paired with Temperance and the Empress, this spread tells a deeper story. You're not just breaking chains, you're remembering that you were never truly bound to begin with. The universe is guiding you to balance, healing, and self-worth. It's like being hugged and slapped with wisdom at the same time. Spiritual tough love at its finest. And then comes the fog, the Seven of Cups. The card of illusion, of wishful thinking and what-ifs. It's your emotional blind spots finally catching the light. That person you thought was your ride or die? Maybe they were just along for the ride. That idea you were clinging to? Maybe it was just a distraction in disguise. You're waking up, Leo, and it's not subtle. But it's not just the cards speaking, it's the sky. A cosmic square between Cancer and Saturn is shaking the foundations of your home life and belief system. The sanctuary that once felt warm and safe might now feel more like a cage with pretty curtains. You could be feeling the urge to move, to escape, to change everything. And if you can't move physically, you might feel it in your heart like the need to rewrite your emotional blueprint from the ground up. And yes, jealousy bubbles up here too. Yours, theirs, or both. Someone's been orbiting a little too close to a truth you weren't ready to face, and now, here it is. Uncomfortable, undeniable, and weirdly liberating. But Leo, this clarity? This realness? It's your power. It's the start of something honest, grounded, and deeply aligned. It might not be pretty, but it's yours. And that, my fiery friend, is where the true magic begins. Sometimes, Leo, the universe doesn't whisper, it throws lightning bolts. And right now, you're standing at the edge of a karmic thunderstorm, holding the umbrella of truth and wondering whether you should run for cover or just dance in the downpour. Spoiler alert, you're supposed to dance. Let's start with the not-so-gentle nudge. This moment is all about letting go, and I don't mean tossing out last season's wardrobe. We're talking about releasing a relationship, a living situation, or a belief system that once felt like home but now feels more like a trap. If you've been clinging to a long-term partnership, hoping it'll circle back to the honeymoon phase, this may be the moment you realize the only thing circling is your own peace down the drain. You're not being punished, you're being freed. By the time we roll into September, your emotional weather clears, the heaviness lifts, and you begin to feel that rare and sacred feeling called yourself again. But before that clarity comes, we've got what I like to call the Tower Tango, and honey, it's dramatic. Tower plus justice is like cosmic eviction meets karmic court date. Maybe you're dividing assets, signing papers, or finally walking away from a house that holds more ghosts than memories. It's uncomfortable, messy, and let's be honest, it may come with a few tantrums, yours or theirs. But here's the secret, the collapse is the gift. Because what collapses now? That was never built to last. It was patched together with emotional duct tape and wishful thinking. And what's rising from the rubble is you, stronger, clearer, and more aligned than ever. Karma isn't punishing you, it's finally releasing you from the past life reruns you've been binge-watching in your heart. This is your soul's mic drop moment. So yes, it may feel like everything is falling apart. But in truth, everything is falling into place. And when the dust settles, you'll realize sometimes the breakdown is the breakthrough in disguise. Alright Leo, let's talk about the moment after the storm, the part no one tells you about because, well, it's not nearly as dramatic as the tower crumbling or a karmic mic drop. But make no mistake, this is where your power begins. Once the dust settles, the real magic kicks in. And surprise, it's not about running off into the sunset with someone else. It's about building something solid, something sacred, and most importantly something that is 100% yours. You see, this phase isn't about co-signing your dreams or co-creating your future with someone who only shows up when Mercury is in retrograde. No. This is your solo masterpiece. Whether it's launching a business, diving into a creative passion, or laying the first bricks of a brand new lifestyle, the cards Hierophant, Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles are crystal clear. Structure plus spark plus patience equals success. It's not a flashy Instagram quote, it's spiritual math. And it works. And here's the wild part: after all the delays, detours, and deep sighs, things are going to start moving fast. Like, should I check my inbox twice today? Fast. Decisions will need to be made. Doors will open that you didn't even knock on. But remember, just because something shows up quickly doesn't mean it's meant to stay forever. Use that Queen of Swords discernment you've been cultivating. Be bold, but be wise. Now, let's address that little green monster, jealousy. Oh yes, it's still lurking. Maybe you've heard whispers, seen social media posts, or found out your ex is moving in with someone who still uses their baby voice in public. Yikes. Whatever the case, the emotional swirl is real. But here's the truth, Leo, jealousy is grief in disguise, and anger is a fire that clears the field. Instead of letting it eat you alive, let it fuel your growth. Let it power your purpose. By the end of June, this tower moment, however messy, is complete. And what comes next is clarity, strength, forward momentum. You're not rebuilding a life, you're rebuilding your life, one rooted in truth, purpose, and a fierce kind of joy no one else gets to define. And honestly, that's the most Leo thing ever. And just like that, Leo, the chaos breaks, and what follows isn't just peace, it's power. The kind of power that only shows up after you've walked barefoot through the ashes of your old life and realized, you're still standing. Welcome to post-tower liberation, the spiritual equivalent of taking off jeans that never really fit and finally breathing again. With the Magician and the Chariot on deck, you're entering a period of rapid manifestation and forward momentum. Think big moves, bold ideas, and the kind of motivation that gets you out of bed before the alarm. That clarity you've been begging the universe for? It's here. The fog has lifted, and suddenly, things that felt out of reach are within arm's length and maybe even on sale. Emotionally, you're lighter. Spiritually, you're unburdened. And financially? Well, with Uranus still partying in Taurus, don't be shocked if you stumble into a windfall or finally launch that money-making idea that's been sitting in your notes app since 2021. But here's the deeper teaching, my royal friend, you're meant to build your own empire now. The Emperor and Ten of Pentacles don't lie. This isn't about shared resources or emotionally entangled bank accounts anymore. It's about you becoming the source. Your worth, your security, your future. It's not tied to anyone else's choices. You're not just surviving the storm, you're using it to water your own damn garden. And finally, the Buddha would smile at this, surrender. That's the key. Not giving up, but giving in to flow, to presence, to the wisdom that knows the past is a place of reference, not residence. Let June be the month you stop trying to rebuild something on emotional quicksand. Let it be the month you plant something solid, something sacred just for you. So Leo, take a bow. You've earned this new beginning. Now go live it loudly, boldly, and joyfully. And if this message lit something up inside you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Fortune Leo. Because around here, we don't just forecast the stars, we help you rise like one.